The lights inside the arena glow like a furnace as the crowd settles into a tense hum. Thousands of voices blending into one restless sound. This is not just another fight night. This is a proving ground. On one side stands Gennady Golovkin, the quiet destroyer from Kazakhstan, the WBA and IBO middleweight champion whose reputation arrives before he does. He walks with calm certainty, shoulders loose, eyes cold, carrying the weight of a nation and a record built on knockouts that echo long after the bell. Across the ring is Curtis Stevens, the American challenger, compact, explosive, dangerous, a man who believes deeply in the power of his left hook and the moment he's waited for his entire career. Stevens carries himself with confidence, knowing the numbers, knowing the talk, knowing the world has already crowned Golovkin, and believing this is the night to change that narrative. The tail of the tape flashes like a warning. Stevens younger, Stevens powerful, Stevens dangerous early. The referee lays down the rules, gloves touch briefly, and the atmosphere tightens. There is respect here, but no friendship. As the bell rings for round one, you can feel it. This is chess played with sledgehammers. Golovkin steps forward behind that famous stiff jab, heavy, thudding, meant to test Stevens' guard and measure his reactions. Stevens stays compact, conservative, looking for openings, firing quick left hooks to remind the champion he's not alone in this ring. The crowd reacts sharply to every connection, gasping when Golovkin's jab snaps Stevens' head back, roaring when Stevens sneaks a hook upstairs. Both men dig to the body, both men respect the other's power. Golovkin probes patiently, never rushing, never panicking, while Stevens shows speed and discipline, refusing to be reckless in the early moments. The round closes, with tension still unresolved, a feeling that this fight is merely loading its first chamber. Round two begins with a shift in the air, as if the building itself senses what's coming. Golovkin increases the pressure subtly, stepping closer, shortening the distance. His jab now heavier, more authoritative. Stevens fires back with counters, sharp left hooks that draw brief flashes of concern from the crowd, reminders that one mistake could change everything. But Golovkin remains composed, reading, adjusting, breaking Stevens down piece by piece. Then it happens. A thunderous right hand explodes through the guard, a punch that lands with cruel precision. Stevens crashes to the canvas, the sound of impact rippling through the arena like a shockwave. The crowd erupts as Golovkin pounces, hunting with cold intent, pressing Stevens to the ropes, ripping shots to the body and head. Stevens shows heart, surviving, covering up, stealing precious seconds, making it out of the round battered but unbroken. In the corner, concern mixes with pride. He's hurt, but he's still here. Golovkin, meanwhile, walks calmly back to his corner, breathing steady, eyes focused. He knows the job isn't finished. The replay tells the story in brutal clarity. Jab, pressure, right hand, textbook destruction. As the fight moves into the middle rounds, Golovkin controls the geography of the ring, cutting off escape routes, pinning Stevens near the ropes, forcing exchanges on his terms. Stevens answers with courage, landing occasional clean shots, even momentarily backing Golovkin up, earning respect from the crowd. But each exchange costs him. Golovkin's bodywork begins to accumulate, digging hooks into the ribs, draining strength, slowing movement. The champion's patience becomes his weapon, his discipline turning the fight into a slow, inevitable grind. By rounds 4 and 5, the story is clear but not finished. Stevens refuses to fold, digging deep, firing combinations when he can, trying desperately to find the one punch that could shift destiny. He lands right hands, sneaks in hooks, even earns brief moments of success that remind everyone why Golovkin must remain cautious. But Golovkin's defense, subtle and efficient, absorbs much of the damage. He parries, rolls, keeps his chin tucked, always ready to fire back with punishment. The jab continues to dictate the rhythm, snapping Stevens' head back, setting up brutal right crosses and savage body shots. The crowd senses the wear and tear, reacting louder now, feeding off the growing drama. Golovkin's pressure is relentless, systematic, almost surgical. Each time, Stevens is pushed to the ropes, The champion unloads. Hooks to the body, uppercuts through the middle, rights over the top. Stevens' courage becomes the fight's emotional core. He keeps coming forward, even as the physical cost mounts. Trainers shout instructions, referees watch closely, the tension thickens. This is no longer about winning rounds, it's about survival versus inevitability. Golovkin's experience shows, as he never overcommits, never gives Stevens the clean counter he's hunting for. Instead, he breaks him down methodically, round by round, shot by shot, draining the challenger's reserves while maintaining complete control. As the later rounds arrive, fatigue becomes visible, etched into Stevens' posture and movement. His guard drops just a fraction slower, his steps a little heavier. The champion intensifies the assault, especially to the body. Thudding hooks to the liver that draw sharp reactions, forcing Stevens to grit his teeth and fight through pain. The crowd winces with every impact, knowing these are the punches that end careers, not just fights. Golovkin remains composed, almost emotionless, pressing forward with relentless intent. Stevens still fires back, landing the occasional flush shot that reminds everyone of his danger, but the tide is unmistakable now. Golovkin traps him again in the corner, unleashing combinations that echo throughout the arena. Uppercuts snap Stevens' head back, right crosses drive him sideways, body shots fold him inward. The referee watches closely as Stevens absorbs brutal punishment, refusing to fall, but clearly taking damage. The champion smells the finish, pouring on pressure without mercy, yet without recklessness. When the bell finally ends the 8th round, Stevens barely makes it back to the corner. His trainer steps in, making the hardest decision in boxing, choosing health over pride. The fight is stopped. The crowd rises as one, applauding both men. Golovkin stands calm in victory, his hand raised, his reputation reinforced. Stevens receives respect for his heart, his toughness, his refusal to quit. The official announcement confirms it. A knockout victory at the end of round 8. In the aftermath, the music swells, the crowd roars, and Gennady Golovkin once again proves why he is one of the most feared champions in boxing. Patient, powerful, relentless, and unstoppable.